Some of you are listening to this podcast because you found us on a player, and some of you are listening because the guest of my show actually sent this link to you and you're listening to your friends. So if you're just listening to your friends or just listening because of the topics that we discuss, give us a follow. Doesn't mean you have to listen to every episode, but just give us a follow and help us spread the story of these wonderful people that I'm meeting along the way. And here in season 1, you know, it's special people in my life. And I know you may not appreciate my story, but you will appreciate theirs. Live from the Bougie Bus, it's Bougie and Foul. Today's episode was recorded on location in Yankeetown, Florida. We're on the beautiful Withlacoochee River at Bees Marina and Campground, our location for the next few episodes, with deep water, no bridges, and just 2.5 miles from the Gulf of Mexico. And when we say no bridges, we mean that big boat that you've got can make it from Bees Marina to the Gulf of Mexico by boat. Doing sunset tours, lots of boat rentals, and so much fun here in Yankeetown, a great city of Old Florida. You can call the office at 352-566-8319 or visit them online at bmarinacampground.net. They'd love to hear from you. Tell them you got Bougie and Foul. Thank you for having us, Bees Marina, for this episode of Bougie and Foul. And Foul is brought to you by 411 Vape Center, 411 Vape Center on Facebook, or call 865-856-8881. Bougie Foul Company's first fitness challenge, Exceed Expectations 2020. Join the Exceed 20 Challenge at bougiefoulco.com and click Exceed 20. A special thanks to our friends Colin Feed and Seed. All the girls in the front, the guys on the docks, and special appreciation to Angie, KK, and most importantly, Gus. French Fry and Twisty May are even healthier on the road because of Colin Feed and Seed, Brookhaven, Mississippi. So my conversation with Cait Mac, or Cait Mac, and undisputably Cait Mac, happened a couple weeks ago. And this episode was originally scheduled to be live, so I kind of prepared it to be live. But while preparing the live, I've actually got to spend some time with Cait Mac's music, and I've been sharing it with people and listening to the reaction, and people that enjoy rap, people that don't, people that enjoy music in general, and everyone is pleasantly as rallied as anyone else. I mean, it's odd what I discovered and exactly what I enjoy about what I'm doing with this podcast. And if you want to know, you don't even have to listen to this podcast to get the story. That actually, if you stop and listen to That's a Wrap on YouTube with Cait Mac, you need to check that out. So I'm going to leave you with free, and listen to this, and for the full experience, go to YouTube, Cait Mac, free, and check it out. But definitely listen to this conversation to this young lady, and she's inspiring, she's encouraging, she's courageous, and she's Cait Mac.
I look any different than you? My blood bleeds red, baby. Eyes baby blue though. Bet you at least one of those. I bet you got a heart that's been broke. I bet you lost faith and hope. I bet you got a lot of secrets that you won't let no one know. I bet you tired but you still play up all night Thinking about that one day. Can't go back, can't do it, then you do it, then you lose it. Now you're choosing and abusing what you're using, so confusing. Bet you figure it out, bet you make it out, bet you stake it out. Bet you in a cycle, bet you in a season. I bet you one break away from believing. We are one day away. We are one day away. We are one day away. We are one day away
from being free. From being free. From being free. From being free.
Do I look any different than you? My soul and spirit came alive. Gonna die one day though. I bet you go through both of those. Yeah, I bet you got a couple people you can't trust. I bet you do a lot of good, but surviving's a must. Find it in you like a menu, gotta stay hungry. Play your cards, poker, rook, rummy. Yeah, you don't know pain till you see it in another's eyes. When you say goodbye for the very last time, and your chest gets tight while we gotta fight for peace. Some man right now. What's it gonna take? Open your eyes and see. Never ever give up, Jimmy B. Take a stand, take a knee. Whatever you believe, B-U-N-L-O-V-E. We are one day away. We are one day away. We are one day away. We are one day away
from being free. From being free. From being free. From being free.
Do I look any different than you? Do I bleed any different than you? Do I feel any different than you? Do I look any different than you? We are one day away. We are one day away. I said we are one day away. We are one day away
from being free. 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 I see your pain. From being free. I need your love. From being free. I'll hold your hand. From being free. Hold on, we are
one day away.
Guys, I want to say how excited I am that we're putting a lid on season 1 to a podcast that started with something that was just fun for me to be sitting in the middle of Mississippi and reliving and rekindling some relationships in my life. And I just want to thank all the people that's been on the podcast for this season. And I am very, very excited to close out season 1 with a heavy hitter, heavy dribbler, Cait Mac Is. What the hell, man?
What's
Welcome
up?
to Bougie and Foul. I am. You listen. Can I tell you though? Like you know, I'm not. You know, I don't. I've talked with the other people that's been on the podcast and that kind of thing, and I don't get starstruck. And with you, I'm a little starstruck.
What?
Because well, the last time we spoke, you were so young. Now, I mean, we've talked. I mean, you know, we talked. But I'm saying the last time I got to interview you and put some kind of method to your madness, you were so young then. And you've done so much, and we're going to dive into all of that. But you starstruck me a little. You make me starstruck. You do. And that's the truth.
Taz, let me tell you something. I'm loving your energy so much, like I can feel it through the phone. I don't know if you believe in all that, but I'm loving the energy. This is awesome. I've been excited about this all day. So let's get it. Let's get it going.
Let's get it going. Okay, so we got to get the good stuff out of the way. You were talking about your dogs before we went live. Let's talk about the dogs. We got to give the dogs a little airtime here.
I have two dogs, which is crazy. You're asking about my dogs. One of them is a Great Dane, and he's kind of, I need all my people, listening, just send good vibes this way for my dog. But he's trying to pull through. Yeah, his name's Hooch, and then I have a lab mixed with a hound. She's a big old girl. Her name's Nika, and then I also, of course, I have to have a kitty cat. That's my spirit animal. So I have a little kitty. So that's the animals they're my best friends here at the house.
Well, and and I didn't I would have not have brought up the dogs if I'd known that there was an issue. So I hope everybody is sending positive thoughts your way and positive energy your way for your big. That dog's bigger than you though. Like you're just a little minute. So
he is a horse. He is a horse, but he's a sweet thing. So
well, bless his heart, and we hope he gets better. But I was very excited, which we didn't get to. I was hoping that we'd get Grandma in the background in this, and it didn't work out for you to be at Grandma's during this time, but I was hoping to get to talk to Grandma. Like that
me and Grandma, we don't combine business,
No, I know. We love our grandmas though, don't we?
Oh yeah, she's a superstar. Her she's just too big for you and I to ask. She's just humongous, man. She's an awesome person.
Yeah, and I don't have any grandparents left, but my grandmother, my mama, who she was, she's same way. So let's go back for just a second. What I'm doing with season 1, Cait, is actually, and listen, professionally, should I be calling you Cait, or is it Caitlin?
Let's go with Cait Mac. Let's go with Cait Mac.
Cait Mac.
Yeah.
That's where it's at. Cait Mac is where it's at. So we got to go back to Maryville, Tennessee. I'm from actually Monroe County, Tennessee, Greenback, Big Gully, and I bolted out of there and was in Knoxville. You and I met. I had to pull some strings even back in the day to get you on the Bowl of O show back in the day, but we have similar people back home that would have introduced us at some point had I not been doing the show. But you are a diehard Maryville, Tennessee girl, and there's some reasons for that. What's got your heart in East Tennessee, Cait?
Family. Has to go with family, number one. And then 2, it's just a beautiful place to be. It's just, the community's great. I mean, all those above right there, Taz.
But listen, you've been, and I did send you over a little bit of a rundown, and I told you we may or may not stick to it, but we're leading into something here that I really want to talk about. You went to high school there, you did your college career there, and had a banged up college career playing basketball.
Yeah, it was, two national championships. I wish I could have been more involved on the court, but, it's life. But it was a struggle, man. It certainly was a struggle.
Well, but Cait, like that just goes to show your determination, though, in everything that you're doing. It really shows through. You're a powerful energy to reckon with. You're a powerful woman, and you've always been. Your confidence. You're very sweet. If people are listening to me and not just listening because of Cait and you know who she is, but you just exude power. Like you're very strong and powerful, but yet still quiet and reserved. And it's just odd to me that you are the way that you are, as powerful as you are, because you're a sweetheart. But I wouldn't mess with you in the dark alley. I promise you that.
That's a fact. Tell about him.
Yeah, I would not mess with you. I want to give your Instagram a little plug, and the reason I want to is your posts they're fun. It shows how diverse you are, everything that you're doing. You got a lot that you're doing, and we're going to get into that. But tell me about this Cadillac you were cruising in the other day.
That thing was sexy, wasn't it? Oh, yeah, I about broke my neck driving. I was driving my car going down the road, and it caught the corner of my eye. About broke my neck, got crashed. Like, I instantly pulled in and called the number, and it's just beautiful. I'm still sitting on it right now just because I don't need it. It's one of those, I don't need it, and I'm just living a life where I just occupy what I need. It was a beauty for sure. It was in 1987, and I just love old school.
Well, listen, and I about lost my cookies when the commentation off camera said, "You feel big right now, right?" And then you could tell you felt so big right there. Like you could tell the way you were driving it. It was hot, it was sexy, and I loved it. We're going to take just a quick break for a little bit of paying the bills, Cait. We're going to come right back. Cait Mac. So Cait's been very, very gracious. Cait couldn't be live with me on the broadcast date, so I'm putting this show together, and I'm so glad because I'm learning so much about the artist as I'm trying to tell stories, and and I just and I listen because I like Cait, and I gave Cait the listen, the play, or whatever on whatever social media platform, but putting a story together about someone and their passions and what they're doing, like the reality of that, it's kind of hit me a little bit, and I appreciate these artists, and I appreciate these people that let me tell their stories, and now, like, I mean, if I had just listened to That's a Wrap with Cait, I mean, you would understand you wouldn't even have to listen to this podcast. So since Cait has shared them with me, and I hope you don't copy them from that, I hope you go support her in every way possible. But, that's a wrap. The next part of the interview is coming up.
What the heck you waiting on? We've been waiting 5 years. What the heck have you been doing? I saw you on the television, ESPN. Is that all that you'll be pursuing? You hit us with the hottest fire, then just dropped off. Was the business way too tough for you? Travel way too much for you? Are your bars so wicked that you get trapped in them in the venom? When you spitting, it's so vicious you don't even know yourself. You don't even know the half of it. You can't see where this is going. I will draw a map of it. Trust, lust, going against my gut. Shaking hands with higher ups. Snap, damn, I am a different woman. Here we go. We'll expose all my woes in a row, so you know why I did what I did. It's a mix of being young, being driven, being dumb, being me, being white in Tennessee. Bible Belt, you can't MC. You better know your role, lady. Clean the house and have my babies in. You better date your own kind. Do what I say if you want to pay day. So I went and signed away. They made a trap, I made a way. I'm finna snap on them. I'm finna snap on them. I'm finna snap on them. Snap, snap, back, baby, that's a wrap. I'm finna snap on them. I'm finna snap on them. I'm finna snap on them. Snap, snap, back, baby, that's a wrap. What the heck you waiting on? We've been waiting 5 years. What the heck have you been doing? I saw you on the television, ESPN. Is that all that you'll be pursuing? You hit us with the hottest fire, then just dropped off. Was the business way too tough for you? Travel way too much for you? Are your bars so wicked that you get trapped in them in the venom? When you spitting, it's so vicious you don't even know yourself. Nah, I ain't seen myself in years. Wipe my hands and wipe my tears. Love and peace while fighting fear. Staying clear, negativity is legitimately missing in me. So dissing me is physically and mentally impossible and logical. I am astronomical, I'm a star. Astronomical, I'm a star. Too far is how they took it, overlooked it. They were crooked, you mistook me as a baby. Now a lady, how am I looking? I'm finna snap on them. I'm finna snap on them. I'm finna snap on them. Snap, snap, back, baby, that's a wrap. I'm finna snap on them. I'm finna snap on them. I'm finna snap on them. Snap, snap, back, baby, that's a wrap. I'm finna snap on them. I'm finna snap on them. I'm finna snap on them. Snap, snap, back, baby, that's a wrap. I'm finna snap on them. I'm finna snap on them. I'm finna snap on them. Snap, snap, back, baby, that's a wrap.
Okay, so listen, Cait, your career, just in the 10 years that I've known you, has been crazy. Now, before I met you, you worked with a legend in East Tennessee and probably in lady sports in general and not just basketball, Pat Summitt. Do you think your life would be much different as a person if Pat Summitt was not in your life?
Oh, that's 100% different. I mean, Pat paved, the road that I'm on. If there was no Pat Summitt, I would be on a totally different road, different, region. So to answer your question, 100%, that's a fact.
What is the big one? What's the big one that you learned from Pat that you still use every day, even today?
I would have to go, she stuck to her guns. She stuck to what she believed in. As long as she was a coach in the game grew, the game evolved, everything evolves, but she kind of evolved with it, but she stuck to her system. She stuck to what got her there, and she wouldn't budge, no tattoos, the rolls and stuff. I'm coming in, I'm like, this is crazy. If I want to get a tattoo, let me get a tattoo as long as I'm making good grades and, do what I'm supposed to do on the court. Yeah. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, but it didn't matter. This ain't Cait's world. This is, you're here. I'm Pat Summitt. You're here because I want you here. And if you don't like the rules, then you can get to stepping. So, of course, I didn't step anyway. I just, still got my tattoos. I just had to cover them up. But I guess that makes me, so it's whatever.
Well, I mean, you think she knew that stuff, though? Do you think she knew that there was stuff about you guys that she didn't know? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, she wasn't naive at all, but,
No, I don't think I just think just how she was raised also. I think, like I said, as the world's evolving, she couldn't control because we were coming in there tatted up, some of us anyway. So she can't control what happened before we step on campus. Now, she can say cover them up, which we respected that and covered them up. But I don't think she, condoned it in a, how do I say this, in a very strict religious form.
Right. I got you. Let's switch gears. Basketball was a long time ago. You're still doing a lot of coaching and you're still in basketball. It's not, but that part of your career is, let's move on through the career just a little bit and not to dismiss your time with Pat Summitt because, I think that's one of the things that is definitely a gold star in your accomplishments in life was being able to work with her. And I'm not taking that away from you. When you got into, where did the music start with you? Was it early in life?
Oh yeah, early in life. My mother played the piano for our church, and my dad, he was just a different type of white boy. He had rhythm. He was, he could keep a beat out on the dance floor, and I think it just, genetically, I had music in me, and I've always, I'm talking kindergarten. I love poetry. I love, just using different type of words and the meanings of words, and I've always wrote music, and it kind of got more fierce as I was growing in basketball because it's like 6th, 7th grade. You're changing, you're becoming your own, and music has a big influence on that. So
huge. All of us during that time depended on music. Yeah.
Yeah, and my brother, he was 4 years older, and I'm hearing what he's listening to, which is Bone Thugs and Harmony, Tupac, Biggie, I'm hearing that, Ludacris, and just mom playing the piano, and I would just literally, I can remember all the time, starting in middle school, just in my room, just, vibing out, just sitting there, putting my CDs in, what I, got the Whitney Houston, and then trying to write my own songs and recording on the tape player, it's just something I wanted to do, It
was from your spirit, it's from your soul, it's where it belongs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So do you think your business, I guess your biggest musical inspiration, even as you're moving forward now, was that time at the piano with your mom?
Yeah, I would say, because I played the drums. I played the drums for my church with my mom. So I'm just saying she, when I'm a baby, I'm sure she was playing the piano, and I heard that in my crib,
Mm-hmm.
as a young one. So that stuff, it matters what you hear, what sounds go through your two ears. It matters, and that plays a big part in evolving.
Wow. You know, those words right now couldn't be spoken any louder. It matters what you hear. It really does. It does. It for everybody. It does. When you in your sports and music career so far, because your career is definitely in music, your sports career is still going because you're doing the training, but the music is definitely evolving because you got all this new music out. But during the music and sports time to this moment, was there ever a time when you said, you know what, I can't do this, I quit, I'm done, I can't do it anymore?
Oh, I did with the music artist standpoint, because I'm still, you know, I have this fight with the music industry. I mean, it's changing so much, thank God, because I think artists my age are finally talking about it and bringing up the conversation so the younger generation doesn't have to deal with the bullshit that we dealt with. So, Of course, there was a time, I mean, I haven't put out a record in 5 years. My first record I put out a month ago, which you guys need to check out. It's, you know, everywhere, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, called Free. And it's just caught fire like crazy. And then, you know, I only have 3 songs under the new alias Cait Mac. I had to change my name from Baby Mac to Cait Mac. So,
well, yeah, I wasn't going to bring that up, but you were at one time Baby Mac. And doing a little research, I didn't see where doing my research, you know, even though I know my girl, I got to do my research, I got to do my homework. So I couldn't find where the transition happened. What happened there?
It was just 5 years of transition, just learning.
Yeah.
How everything works, because, you know, my whole life has been basketball. I didn't know anything about the music industry until my basketball career ended. I could not physically play the game anymore. So I was like, what the hell am I going to do, you know, now? I was going to the WNBA. I was, you know, one of the top point guards. And then you can't play anymore. So I was like, okay, well, I love music and I have tons of written music. So I put it out on the internet and it went viral. So that struck that. And then as a 18-year-old, let's see, I was 21, you go viral, and then all these people are like, I can take you to the top, you know, and then you just find out about life and how it's just a big, you know, weird lie illusion, man, especially in that type of business.
Well, I mean, I think, you know, the one that learned the biggest lesson in that direction was Prince. One of the most talented, you know, artist that's been out, and
wicked.
And went through some of the stuff that he went through. Let's talk about your new music. I know you touched on it just a little bit a few seconds ago, but what is let's talk about it. Where did it come from? What is it? And we're going to plug some of that a little bit later. But where did this new music come from?
Shit, honestly, Taz, just the heart, the mind, the soul. I mean, it pays my bills, and I'm thankful for that. But it's just, I don't know. I think we're all chosen to do different things and create and bring what we have to the world, and it's just real, man. I've used to be very reserved on keeping my mouth shut because I didn't want to offend anybody. But, you know, when you get older and you start realizing, okay, we're all just trying to figure this shit out. Right. So what I'm going through is not what Taz may be going through, but I want to help. I'm someone I just want to help you. How can I help you? And there's so many people through music, you know, just you, Taz, or whoever's listening right now. You can't tell me there wasn't a time where a record either made you smile or made you, you know, change the way you thought about something, or just took your day from, you know, just petty, and it just brought life and energy to it. So it's very powerful, and it's cool, man, figuring out that I can do that and make a living off of it.
So the song Free, you wrote that yourself?
Yeah, everything I put out as Cait Mac, and I would have done it at Baby Mac, but everything Cait Mac I wrote, especially the verses. Now, there may be a hook where I don't write because I'm joining, and I like to create with other humans that like to create, but every verse I spit lyrically, like in bars, I write it. I'm not going to let anybody else write it.
Well, and that's new for you. How does it feel? I guess, is that where this comes from? Is free? Like Cait Mac is free? Like it's no longer Baby Mac. It's Cait Mac, and she's a free spirit, and she's got a handle on herself. Is that where it comes from?
You know what? It doesn't, though, actually. I wrote that song a year ago.
Okay.
And it's just weird how I wrote it a year ago, and in the last 6 months we're going through, this kind of division as a country. Yeah. And people's, different scenarios and their environments are coming to the surface. And not everybody in America is free. Even the people in America that think they're free, they're really not.
They're bound by something, yeah.
They're bound by something, whether it be the system or just whatnot. And I just wanted, for 3 minutes, it's been awesome. People have texted and called me and just like, Kate, this is, 2020 has a stereotype of, being terrible. What else can go wrong in 2020? And they were like, Kate, in 2020, you gave me 3 minutes of, hope. So Wow. It's crazy. I didn't write it for me, but then now that, people say what you just said, that, you seem free, Kate, and I am. I'm super free, and it's just cool. It's just a powerful song, man.
Well, and it is. You can tell when you're performing it. Like I watch a lot of the video stuff, and then I'll watch the video, and there's just a lot of power in it. And it's aggression, and aggression is the wrong word, but it's just that, the way your whole body. You're very strong when you perform anyway, but just the way you hold your body, and it's like nobody's going to push you down. Like you seem very solid and very, very, very free. So when you're in a session, what's a creative? And when I sent over what I wanted to talk to you about, what I'm going for is like, what is it like for you? What is this process like? And the reason I'm going this direction is because I want to talk about plugging the new stuff and all that stuff. But give inspiration to somebody who may be where you were when you were in 6th grade. And I hope nobody, because I say shit, damn, fuck all the time, and I hope nobody 6th grade is listening to my podcast. But maybe mom. Maybe mom can hear this podcast and tell her 6-year-old something. Where does this creative process come from for Cait Mac?
I think, especially a 6th grader, moms, and you listen, whether you have a girl or a boy, let them do what they want to do. And my parents let me do that. But you got to understand, growing up in a small town in East Tennessee, I know so many people have, talk shit about me and like, oh, Kate's trying to be a rapper. Kate's a rapper now, trying to, And yeah. I would used to, I let it get under my skin. But now, like, I love it. I love it because normally those people who are saying that and talking that mad shit,
they're so jealous.
They're very yeah, they're mad because I get to wake up when I wake up, which I wake up early anyways. I write my music. Like I'm in control of my life and my everyday. I don't have someone tell me what I need and not to do. And that's free. That's free to me.
That is free. Yeah.
So, I mean, just let them do what they want to do because the universe is changing. There's no more, because you're a girl, you need to dress this way, you need to be a wife, and you need to have my babies. If you want to do that, if you're a woman listening, go ahead, but don't do it just because you're taught and conditioned that's the way life is supposed to be, because that's not for everybody, man.
Yeah, no, it's like even doing this, I did this podcast just because, and I did the Bola Bo show because I've always wanted to be on TV, and everything I did was Smoky Mountain Television, and now doing this podcast, it's like I don't even go look and see how many people look at it unless I'm trying to get somebody or listen to it, unless I'm trying to get somebody like you on the show and I need to prove some numbers. But, I do this because I want this conversation.
And you love it. You're good. I can hear it in your voice. You're very good at what you're doing right now.
Well, no, that wasn't where I was going, but I was trying to piggyback on top of you. Like, and I grew up in a different way of, I'm very, very different to grow up where I grew up. And it was very hard for my parents to understand me. And I still think, we lost Dad in November, but I still think Mom's still trying to figure it out sometimes. Like, what the hell? Even my friends are still trying to figure it out. I get it. But what are you working on? I mean, I know you just put out Free and all this stuff. You got any new stuff that we can look forward to, like anything coming up after to piggyback this free momentum that you have going on?
Oh, most definitely. Like I said, by the time you hear this, there's going to be at least 5 to 6 songs on my Spotify playlist, on my iTunes, and just follow on Instagram, and it's the Cait Mac on Instagram and Twitter, or just Google Cait Mac or Cait Mac and go to my website, CaitMacMahon.com. So it's just Cait Mac, guys.
Okay, but listen, don't put in Cait free, because you will get something totally different, and I don't even want to get into that. You got to put Cait Mac, okay? Just put in Cait Mac.
C-A-I-T.
Yes, ma'am. You got to put in the Cait Mac. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with Cait Mac. Okay, Cait, great conversation. We're getting close to the end. I don't want it to go. I love your energy. I told you in the email when I sent it to you about the show, I will never forget the day I'm walking through South Beach and you come spider monkeying and jumped on top of me. And
Dude, how cool is that?
Oh, it was amazing. It was great to see you. I was with Troy Ball at the time from Asheville Distilling Company, and it was a great opportunity. But I want to talk, you talked a little bit earlier about giving advice to people, and letting parents live their dream and do their thing. And if we could talk stories here, you and I have a parallel story. It's not the same, and nobody's story is the same, but I understand where you're going from. So how would you inspire someone to chase that dream? And I don't care how old they are. I don't care if they're in 6th grade or in their 25th year of repeating college. What would you tell them?
Do not be scared to fail. Don't be scared to fail. I mean, it doesn't get any more simpler than that. Do not be scared. My parents, thank God, they did not care. They threw me on the baseball team with boys. They threw me on the the football team with boys. I wasn't scared, but if some people are, if you have that in you, you're scared that you're going to not get the team, or you're going to, get cut, or you're not going to be the best player on the team, don't be scared to fail. If you want to do it, then go and do it. It's simple. And do it right and do it. Exactly. As right as you know how to do it. Yeah, as right as you know how to do it. I've done everything, including wash windows and clean bottles. So, and I've also had a TV show, but, I let people, and I wanted to say that earlier when you were talking, is I let people back me down. And I let people hold me to their caliber instead of the caliber that I wanted to put into it. And that's why I didn't make it. That's exactly why I didn't go anywhere. And you've inspired me. You've inspired me so much just having this little bitty conversation that, I'm going to do things differently from now on. That's for sure. There you go. It's just a learning. My biggest thing is, like you said earlier, you don't look at your views. Same here. I don't care if I don't sell another record. I don't get another subscription on YouTube or a like on Instagram. I don't care. I like to make music, and I like to help and see other people like it. If you don't like it, then keep it moving, baby. It's all good. So I'm glad you're doing what you love. No, and I do. I've switched gears a little bit, and this ain't about me. I always say that, but I do like to scatter a little of my conversation in with yours. But I'm doing what I didn't think I would be in nutrition and selling virtual gym memberships, and then I get to do a podcast to kind of promote some of that. I never realized it, but I'm getting to talk to people that are realizing their dreams, and I changed the format of the show as we end season 1 right now to make it. I want to know all about those that entertain, those that make us laugh, and those that make us feel. And I love that you're making people feel free for 3 minutes and 56 seconds. I love it. And you're doing what you love, and you're going to keep going and going and going and going and going. Now, you said that there were some things by the time the podcast come out. This is pre-recorded, but I am releasing it live on October the 15th. What can these people give me? Everything. I got CaitMacMahon.com. We'll put everything in the show comments. Give me everything that we need as of today, October the 15th. CaitMacMahon.com. That's it. You need to follow me on IG, which is Instagram, or Twitter, which is @TheCaitMacMahon, and you need to follow my Spotify playlist and my my iTunes playlist, however you stream music, whether it's YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, just follow me on there so you can listen to my music.
You can keep up with Cait Mac by visiting her website at www.CaitMacMahan.com for music and sports training. Cait Mac, thank you for being a part of my life, and thank you for what you do to entertain and motivate all of us to be our very best through your work. And thank you for being and getting bougie and foul.
Love, Taz.
Love you too. 1, 2, 3. Hey, so